Or say, hey guys, it's Klaus. Welcome back to another video. Odie Hun from the Daily Clan. Shout out to you guys! Is driving the Chimera. Chimera? You say Chimera, I say Chimera. He worked hard for this. It's the second reward tank in the second set campaign. It's like it takes a long time. That's my explanation of how he got it. He played a lot and he worked hard and he got it. He won it. He earned it. He earned this tank. It's British, and anyone can get it, but it's hard to get. It's not easy to get. It takes a long time. Nothing worthwhile is easy. Well, is it? Are there? Some things are easy that are worthwhile. Can't think of any right now. Well, there must be. Some things must be easy and they're worthwhile, right? Like, can you think of anything? What's easy? What's easy to do and it's worthwhile? Like, taking a shit? I mean, but let's leave the biological things out of the equation. There's probably lots of shit that's easy that's worthwhile, but there's a lot of things that are worthwhile that are not easy. Like going to the moon. There you go. That's one thing that was not easy. Not really sure if it was worthwhile. I mean, it's kind of cold and dark and barren up there, but we made it as a species. You know, look, we've gone to the moon. We had to come back because there's no air, but other things are really difficult and they're not worthwhile. Like climbing that mountain that everyone wants. It used to be like climbing Mount. Is it Everest? Is that the biggest, the tallest, or the fattest, whatever? When the first guy did it, it was a British guy, I think. You know, with the pickaxe and those big boots. That was an achievement, and it was hard, and it was worthwhile because he said, "Look, I went beyond and did something no man has done." But now everyone fucking does it, right? You get there and you go to the first or third base camp and there's like 280 guys and you got to book in, and then you could get the meal plan or no meal plan, and yeah, I know it's difficult and the air gets thinner and you can, I'm going to try it without oxygen. How about you? Well, I'm going to do it with the oxygen. It's an extra $50 with the oxygen, and you carry and then like there's a line and a queue and there's a bunch of guys that say, okay, you have to go between 12:55 and 12:57, and then you start going and there's 385 guys ahead of you and you're all like going up. It's like an escalator, but there's no escalator, but you just gotta, I know it's still hard, not everyone can do it, you gotta be in shape and everything, but does that sound fucking worthwhile now? If you're a mountain climber, go climb something else, you know, go climb something smaller that's less busy. And then you could say, I climbed Mount Mikabuchi. It's not as tall as Mount Everest, but I made it. And other climbers will say, well, big fucking deal. You know. But you can, in your own mind, you could, maybe it would be a more worthwhile experience for you, is what I'm saying. You don't have to follow the herd. You can venture out and do things that are worthwhile to you, but not necessarily what everyone else considers that should be worthwhile. You following what I'm saying here? Like, for instance, me, after I was fired and I had nothing to do, I wanted to do something that was worthwhile and enjoyable. I tried to think of something for a few months and I couldn't think of anything. So that's why I started making YouTube videos, because I didn't say that I knew what I was doing. I just blundered into making videos for you guys, which it turns out in the long run, well, it at first was not worthwhile, but now is worthwhile and fun. See, but I didn't plan it because I stumbled into it. It's like I accidentally did it. You see. Because not everything in life is worth putting the effort in. Wait a minute, I think I've come around 180 degrees. Was I trying to convince you that everything that you put effort into is worthwhile, or it wasn't worthwhile? I'm not really sure, but the point is that if you put in the effort and it's fun, and it turns out to be worthwhile accidentally, then go with it. Is I think the takeaway, you see, and that's what I've done. I'm going with it because for you, mainly, well, for me actually, it's all for me, but you get the benefits of the exchange. It's a symbiotic relationship that we are engaged in. I provide and enjoy myself and just can do what I want, which is the first time ever that I could do what I want. Because if I did what I do now while I was actually working, I'd get in trouble. But now I don't. Now I just I do it, and I don't get in trouble. I mean, you guys haven't got me in trouble. Don't necessarily captivate everyone that I engage. Some of you have stopped watching already, and I am not speaking to you, to that group, because they've stopped watching. So it all makes everything in the universe makes sense. But my advice to you is to not ever listen to anyone's advice when you're trying to decide whether something is worthwhile for you. Getting back to the subject at hand, like playing so much that you can grind your way through the missions and achieve getting this reward tank. The Chimera was what we were talking about, you see. Is it worth it to you don't have to think of it that way, because eventually you'll get it if you just play. So it's maybe the whole discussion and analogy is not really doesn't follow, but the point is that other things in life that you are thinking about, whether you should do them or not, in order to decide whether you should or not, you have to have some sort of a system where you can weigh the pros and cons and make a decision. And you should always decide, err on the side of that you have no clue, because you can talk yourself out of everything, right? You can say these are the pros and the cons, and you can always make a list of negatives to talk yourself out of doing something, and that's the easy way out. So what you should do is always err on the side that I have no clue whether it would be a good idea or not, so maybe I should give it a shot. And then you give it a shot, and you give it a little time, and you try your best. You put in some actual effort, and if you are enjoying the process, you may stumble into a situation where you can keep enjoying yourself doing that, and you can pay your internet bill at the same time. You see? That's what I was trying to explain, and that's what I've done. And that's what Odie Hun, I think he's done that as well. He's, well, actually, I'm not sure. Maybe he's addicted to the game and he's got all the reward tanks. I don't really know him, but he's sure having fun in this game with his reward. Look at him. Are you jealous? He's got that tank and you don't? You haven't put in the time. He's put in the time and you haven't. And that's all it is. Now, you may say, well, what a waste of time. All this time, he's a loser. He's been in his basement playing this game for, like, how many thousands of games? So that he, But that's not how you should think of it. Maybe he was having fun getting this. It can be fun. Some people think it's fun. But he obviously thinks it's fun. And, this is the payoff. It all works out, is what I'm trying to say. And don't let people try and talk you out of taking that chance, the risk, the step into the unknown. See? He took the step into the unknown and kept walking in the dark, not sure if he would fall off the precipice or bump into something. He just kept going. And eventually, this popped into his garage. It's a soliloquy. That's life. It's mesmerizing. I know. I know. I know that's what you're right now. You are mesmerized. I can tell, even though, like, you could be watching this weeks after I recorded, and I still know that you are mesmerized. So Odihan here, baby, from the Daily Clan. How you doing? How you doing? Well, you doing pretty good, because look at this. Yeah? Yeah? Enemy vehicle destroyed. You see that? It's the payoff for all the hard work and all the effort. Sometimes putting in all the effort, you get something you get out of it that's worthwhile. And in this case, it's British. It's not even Russian. So who'd have thought? Old Odihan in his tank that he worked so hard to get is giving us a show here. Huh? Huh? Did you see that? Do you see how it all comes together? Kolobanovs, Pascucci's, Pools, High Caliber, Top Gun. Do you get it now? Is it starting to make sense? Is the fog lifting? When you leave this video and you're trying to decide, when you carry on with the rest of your day, should I take that chance and embark on that new endeavor that I was thinking about for a while? I know there's 7 or 8 reasons that I don't think it'll work. It's going to be so much work. It's tough. I don't know if I can do it. All those excuses you have, forget about those excuses. Just do it, And 90% chance you're going to fail, because deciding to do something is the first step towards failure. Let's just get it straight off the bat here. But that 10% of the time when it works out, you're going to feel good about yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. Hope you enjoyed that. I'll catch you tomorrow.